Hi, welcome back to the Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I'm Tran Designs. Today is Saturday, the 10th of March, 2018, and we're in HD because thank you to a very kind viewer. Last Saturday, I came home to some Amazon gift cards that had showed up. And there was a note attached that said, hey, this is for a new webcam for your podcast. So I ordered one. It got here Wednesday, and I wanted to record Wednesday, but was busy, and then Thursday, and then yesterday. And actually, I should still be sleeping because I could sleep in today, but my dog wanted to get up, and then my brain was just like, and I was like, dang it, I didn't have to get up. For the first time in months, I didn't have to get up. Anyways, it is an HD camera with stereo surround sound capabilities and autofocus and blah blah blah. We're going to check out that autofocus today. I did though, when we got it, I got into a Skype call with my sister. Luckily she was going on her lunch break right then, so I messaged her. I was like, if you're getting on your break, I really want to get on a Skype call really quick. And within 5 minutes we were in the call, and so I had my camera on from my laptop on, and we were in decent light, and it was, pixelated and grainy and totally washed out. So then I turned this one on, and she's like, I didn't even realize there were all those colors in your shirt. So anyway, it was awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. She also sent me something else. I'll talk about that in acquisitions, but I wanted to acknowledge the fact that we have a new webcam. You won't hear me complaining about it every week anymore. So thank you again, and I hope you all enjoy the better quality that we are going to be able to have. And also as a, well, maybe going into the last couple weeks, I'll just talk about a couple days ago, when it was decently warm outside, I was like, oh, I can't wait till I can start recording outside again. And just being outside more. It's right on the cusp of being a little more bearable, but March in Idaho is really, really windy. Like, apparently it's pretty windy here anyways, which, growing up here, you don't know any different, I guess. But I've been told by people who live here and then move away that it's quite windy here compared to other places, compared to some places, I should say. So anyways, it's been a little too windy to just sit outside, but it's coming. There are birds singing in the mornings. Oh, it's fantastic. I've been really enjoying that. Oh, and I got some good news yesterday when I was at the eye doctor. My eyelids, the inside of my eyelids has healed enough that I can wear contacts again. Notice the sans glasses this time. I wasn't properly wearing my contacts and taking care of my eyes before. Let's just leave it at that. I may have talked about it in a previous podcast last year sometime, I don't know. But anyway, when I went in, he's like, yeah, you have damage to the inside of your eyelids. It looks like a cobblestone road. So he gave me some daily ones, like 15 pairs. And he's like, if you go camping or, go swimming or do something where you just want to have contacts in, use these for one day, obviously. But I don't want you wearing them full time. I said, okay. There were 2 days, maybe 3, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe a third day that I wore them. And it was like last summer. That's it in the whole year. And so I went in yesterday. I said, I have not worn contacts except for 2 of the pairs that you gave me because I wanted them to heal. So I'm really hoping for some good news today. And he did this thing where he puts a Q-tip right there and flips my eyelid inside out, which, oh, it dries your eye out so bad. And I'm just like, oh, I don't like this. But anyway, he said that I'm good to go as long as I promise to change my contacts every 2 weeks because they're the 2-week kind. And he gave me a really good saline solution that cleans them really well. So I mean, I can buy some, but he had a new package of samples in, so he gave me 2. But anyways, so yay, I don't have to wear my glasses all the time anymore. So yeah, which was so great at work last night because I have to wear a headset, and anyway, I was loving it. But on a more somber note, to go from like that to something else, yesterday was I don't know, not the type of anniversary that you that you celebrate at all, or that you look forward to. It was actually 15 years ago that my mom passed away. So I was thinking about her yesterday, and put a post up on Facebook with a picture of me and her together, and it was fun to see my friends who, I'm still friends with, who knew her, who were saying nice things about her. And it's been long enough ago that while I do wish that she was here, obviously, and I wish that she knew my kids, and wish that she was here to answer questions that I didn't know to ask when I was, 20 and 21. And, um, it's not so much of a sad day as it is just a reflective day on the good things. I try not to think about, her being in the hospital with her cancer and things like that. I try to think about, the fun things that we did, and how great of an influence she was on me, and the great relationship we had. And obviously, I could be super sad, but I guess I just choose not to. I choose to make it a happier thing, because she was an amazingly happy person, and was just wonderful. And everyone who met her felt like they were a better person because of it. So I just choose to go at it from that angle. I do have a picture right here, though, that I can show you. If I would have been thinking ahead of time, I would have grabbed it. There'll probably a reflection here. Let me turn down my screen. This is the 2 of us on my wedding day, obviously. So there she is. She hated the pictures from my wedding because she was actually gearing up to get a bone marrow transplant, and so they had her on heavy doses of steroids. And she's like, I look like a linebacker. She hated all those pictures. I thought she looked beautiful. But I do want to show you, so you can see some family resemblance, even more than you might in me. I actually look a lot like my dad, too. I wanted to show you, how far down is it? It should just be right here. So my dad and Kyan turned 12 this last week on Tuesday. And for the kids' birthdays, my dad takes them out for food and gives them $50 to spend on whatever. So he takes them shopping, and they spend all this time together. So he sent us this picture of her chilling in his sunglasses, but so you can't see her eyes a whole lot, but you can see the resemblance between her and my mom, and it's striking. And when I had her, I was like, oh my gosh, she totally looks like me and, my side of the family. And when my grandpa met her for the first time, I kind of warned him, because I mean, he had lost my mom, and, and I said, and my mom's maiden name is Valians, and I said, she's a Valians baby. And he says, okay. And I kind of opened my Van Dork we were outside, and he's like, wow. And because I hadn't seen my grandparents for a while. There's a long story with that, but anyway, so he takes her and walks in. My grandma didn't know I was there. Walks in, and Kyan was probably 8 or 9 months, no, 7 or 8 months old at the time. He walks in, and all I hear from my grandma is, "This has to be Melissa's baby." So anyway, I guess we can tie both of those in together because they happen in the same week. We celebrate Kyan being born, and celebrate my mom's life, and the fact that she looks so much like my mom and came within just 3 days of that anniversary date. I don't think is a coincidence. You can choose to think what you want, but that's what I think. But anyway, so yeah, so we got to do that, and we had a family party for Kyan with me reffing on Saturdays. We haven't been and working Friday nights. We haven't been able to have a friend party for her yet. She's gonna have to wait, unfortunately, for a couple weeks. But having the family party satisfied that need, of being recognized and having a cake and all that kind of stuff. So she's okay with waiting. But speaking of Saturdays, last Saturday was it was mentally exhausting, pretty physically exhausting. I reffed 7 volleyball games back to back. There was one break where I said, I have to eat. I have reffed 4 games in a row, and my brain is dead. So I did have about 20 minutes to sit and scarf down a salad really quick and have a drink and sit, and got back up and did 3 more games. And oh my gosh, money wise, I was glad to have done it. That was about the only good thing about that. It was exhausting. It just exhausting. So today I'm only doing a half day again. I don't start till noon, and I'll go. He said to plan to be there until about 5:30. I'm not really sure why it'll be that long. Maybe it's 5 games today instead of 4, which is usually what the half days are. We'll see, but I'll at least get 4 games, which will be cool. Get some more money to pay off student loans. Oh, I'll give you an update on that too, because you got to geek out for a second with me. No, it's just me, Lucy. Since I'm in the living room today, I could just grab this off the back of our door. So here's how far we are on this next student loan. We have 4 left after this one. And what I've been doing is when I color it up to a spot, I don't know if you're able to see like the line where it's the old and the new, I put the date, and then when I colored up to this one, I put the date, and then I was able to add a little bit more the other day when I got paid from last week. And so we're actually over the 50% mark on this one. So anyway, I have the one of these like this that's already colored in at the top of the door, and then this one's kind of in the middle. And when it's done, I'll move it up next to it so we'll be able to see them. And this is just some like scrapbooking paper. I don't scrapbook, but it was on sale like super, super cheap one time, and I was like, that'd be nice to have for whatever random stuff. And this is the whatever random stuff. So anyway, there's an update on the student loan stuff, and what's really cool is my payment originally was $254 a month, and I don't mind telling you, when I paid off the very first loan, that it was like $350, and I think either $3 or $6 a month was going towards that loan. But when I paid that off, it dropped. My monthly payment dropped to $201. I was like, that's a really disproportionately high amount for it to change. Well, so then we pay off this other one that was, I don't remember how much it was, like $1,200, I think. We paid that off. But my monthly payment only dropped like $12, $13. I was like, how are you figuring this? It doesn't matter. We're paying way above and beyond that, but I just thought it was funny that I pay off this super tiny one and it drops this chunk, but then I pay off a bigger one, and anyway, I don't really care. It just was funny to me, and a little bit, kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit, but anyway, so yeah. But that also means that since we've budgeted the $254, that extra chunk goes towards the principal, so yay. Anyway, I need to just make that as a segment every week. Is my debt-free journey needs to just be its own segment, I think. Yeah, you agree? Good. As far as anything the last couple weeks, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, it's just been, you know, same old kind of, you know, busy, controlled chaos that is my life. So, all right. Going on / coming up, the retreat registration has closed. We are actually this year just under 40 people, which is pretty fantastic. And that doesn't include the 6 or 7 people who are coming just for the day. Like on Friday, we have some people that live kind of close by, so they just come on Friday for the day. So yeah, it's the most I've had, and hopefully my video is okay. It looked like it just kind of locked there for a second, but yeah, so that's very exciting. Let me think. I think that's all. There's still time to make slippers. The slipper along is going to be going through the retreat. So if you want to make some slippers and show them off, jump into the Tran Designs group on Ravelry and post your pictures there. I'm still working on mine. I'll show you the progress. So let's get into the knitting now that I've babbled on for 16 minutes. Okay. Oh, I'll talk about that one last. Hold on, I'm tangled up. All right, I'm gonna put that one right here so I can talk about it last. So this one kind of crosses over into acquisitions. It's still being worked on, but I ran out of yarn. It's the hippie bolero that I was crocheting. I ran out of the yarn, so I jumped on Knit Picks and ordered some. I needed to start ordering some retreat door prizes anyway, so it was easy to get over the $50 for free shipping. So I was like, I need $4 worth of yarn. I am not spending, you know, $5 or $6 in shipping. So I just ordered some door prizes that were already on the list. So it's still the same because I just got the yarn. I got it Thursday, but yesterday I was busy working on some other stuff. But I'll show it to you again. I'm pretty sure I showed you before, but just in case I haven't, here's what it looks like. You start with this center panel, and then you go around back and forth to build up the body, and it kind of folds over when you're wearing it, so you have this nice little kind of shawl collar look. I decided to make it longer because when I put it on, it sat fine, but I want to be able to close it and like put a single button, you know, kind of right here. I wanted it just a little bit longer. Plus, I didn't even have enough to, you do a picot edging around the armhole and around just over the top. And then you put fringe along the bottom, which if you've watched this for any length of time, you know that I'm not a fan of fringe, but I absolutely love it on this vest. So I'm totally going to do it. So I needed to have enough to do the picot edging and the fringe, and I didn't. And I was like, you know what? I kind of wanted a little longer anyways. So I just went ahead and ordered 2 skeins. They are the Knit Picks Brava Bulky. And I think the color is just black. Yeah, nothing fancy, straightforward. Ooh, let's check out the autofocus. Oh, look at that, you guys. Yay. Look at me having something that works. Who'da thunk? 5 years into podcasting, and I finally have I think it's been 5 years into podcasting, and it finally works. So anyways, yeah, 2 skeins of this. It's bulky weight, 136 yards to 100 grams, 100% acrylic. So it's actually a pretty nice acrylic. It's not like the softest I've ever touched, but it's fine. It's better than Red Heart, and I like the look of it. It has a nice twist. So anyway, I'm digging this autofocused. It's pretty cool. So anyway, that will be getting some work. I've been really focusing on one thing, and you'll see why when I'm done showing you this other stuff. I wanted to show you the slippers that I am doing for the retreat. I haven't worked on them in a few days. I have finished the foot on both of them. They're inside out because I need to sew the back together. This is the very first, oh, I need to pull this closed. Um, this is the very first thing I ever learned how to make. You cast on, well, it was 27, 20, 29 stitches, and you knit 9, well, you knit across, and then you knit 9, purl 1, knit 9, purl 1, knit 9 across. So it gives you this purl ridge that is the bottom of your foot. So it makes it kind of triangular. And then you just go, I went until it was a little shorter than my foot because you want it to be kind of snug. And then you pull the stitches, you cut the yarn with a pretty long tail, you pull it through the stitches and cinch it up, and then when it's inside out, you just sew it until it has, you know, a big enough opening for your foot, and then you stitch up the back. When you cast on, you leave yourself a nice tail, so you stitch that up. It doesn't usually have this nice slip stitch edging. I did that. Usually it's just straight garter, but I wanted to spruce it up a little bit, so I did that. So here's what it looks like from the top, and usually that's the slipper right there. But I kind of want it to be more boot style, so I'm gonna pick up the stitches, and I don't know if I'm gonna go in the round and go up, or my nail polish chipped off, and so now it's catching fuzzies. I'm kind of considering, though, picking up the stitches. Here, I'll hold it like this so you can see what I'm talking about. Picking them up here and going around like this, and then casting on a few extra and working back and forth, and then have that extra be kind of a tab that comes over, and I put buttons on it, but it's sewn down, so it's kind of a faux, you know, flap. Either that, or I'm going to make it a little on the looser side and have it be able to fold over. I can't decide. Or fold over with a flap. I mean, I don't know. I have a few weeks to decide, not that long, but at least the slipper part's done. So even if I can't figure out what to do for the legs, I have slippers. And I'm waffling on if I want to put a pom-pom on the top. My grandma used to do that when she would make them for us. Like when we were kids, she'd put a fun pom-pom, you know, just right in the middle right here. I kind of want to, just because it'd be fun to have. So anyway, I don't remember what this yarn is. It's from Knit Picks. It's not the Brava. It's the wool acrylic blend. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the name is. You can look it up though. It's just the worsted weight. So anyway, there's that. Wanted to show you that because I didn't show it last time and said that I would. I did remember that. This project, I shouldn't have cast it on because of another project I'm going to show you, but I just have been wanting to use this yarn, and I thought I had a project in mind when I bought the yarn and decided against it. So I was like, the reason I'm looking over here is because I was looking to see if the book is over here, and it's not. It's in my room. So instead, I decided to cast on an Elizabeth Zimmerman bog jacket. And it is 100% garter stitch. Here it is in all of its plain glory. You knit up to a certain percentage of how many stitches you cast on, and then you do some other stuff, and it makes a shirt, folds over, and makes this cool jacket. Look it up. It's pretty cool how it works. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of garter, and I'm using 5 colors of Cascade 220. The red, I'm actually doing, because I have 2 skeins of this kind of dark raspberry color. I'm going to do 10 garter ridges of each color and just do kind of big color chunks. They'll be, let me see, they'll be about this big, because this is 10 ridges right here. This one I'm doing 20 just to kind of give it a base. and I'm going to bring this in. This will be what I use for my edging, and I think at the top I might do kind of a bigger chunk of it as well. We'll see how much I have, and I'll kind of play with it at that point. But anyways, so I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 ridges. And this is something I've just been kind of grabbing and taking with me because obviously I don't have to think about it. I don't have to count. And that's why I put the marker. This shows the right side, but it also, I moved it at 10 so that way I could count the other 10. And I have this with me because it'll be the next color. I do have, I don't know what size needles these are on. 7s, maybe 8s. The thing is you find your own gauge and then you figure it out from there as far as how many stitches you cast on and blah, blah, blah. So I did a swatch and liked the fabric that I was getting, so I think those are 7s. But I'll show you a picture. Took a picture of all the colors laid out so that I could figure out what order. This green looks kind of minty on this picture, but the other ones are pretty true. Oh, here, let's turn my screen down again. So you can see there's the raspberry red and then the green that you can see over there, and then brown, orange, and gold. They're very fall colors. I think it'd be cool. And I want to put a zipper into this one. I've intended to put a zipper in a previous sweater project and it just didn't work out. And I really, really want to put a zipper in this one. It lends itself very well to putting one in. So anyways, stay tuned for that. It's not getting a ton of work. Like I said, I just grab it when I know I'm going to have some time. I have a sock that I'm also working on. I was going to say that I have a sock that I'm working on that is sitting out in the van. I didn't even bring it in. That I started last year. It's on the 9-inch circular. That if I'm going to have a little bit of time, I grab that because it's easier to pull out and kind of, you know, get going. This I have 174 stitches going across. So like for church, things like that, where I'm going to have kind of longer spans of time to work on something, I grab this and take it with me. So anyways, I'm going to tie in, I have one finished object. I'm going to tie it in with this next project that I cast on, just so it was kind of on the needles. I finished my gunmetal socks, wove in all the ends. I haven't soaked them. I'm actually going to throw them through the washing machine and the dryer because I used my new Knit Picks needle, and I guess I have a little bit of a looser gauge when I knit with that because they're a little on the loose side. So I'm going to put them through the washer and dryer so they'll maybe just kind of shrink up a little bit. So here they are. I did not make them match. I didn't even try. I love that they both have this little stripe from the heel. Hi, Queenie. So anyway, the reason I'm showing you this is because she's having her customer rewards program going on this year. And as you use your Fiber Nymph Dye Works yarn, which is what this is. I guess I didn't say that. In my mind, I did. Fiber Nymph Dye Works gunmetal. As you use up any of her yarn that you have, it counts towards a new skein. So I wanted to get another project with her yarn on it, at least on the needles. So I have this skein from last year at Easter time. It's called Electric Peeps. Hold on, this outer layer has decided to go crazy. So it has an undyed stripe, and then it has this speckledy stripe. So I cast on another sock. I have this turquoise blue left over, and I'm doing my angled toe, so that way I have like a distinct right and distinct left. I really like how they fit my feet when I do that. So I decided to use this color as the toe heel and cuff, perhaps. I don't know if I'll do it for the cuff, but it's Fiber Nymph Dye Works as well, because you have to use 100% in your project to get credit. So this is her yarn, and then you can see I've just started with this. Like I said, I just wanted to get it on the needles. I'm sure I'll work on it here and there. I was gonna do a pattern. I looked through my up down all around book because I thought it might be fun to have kind of some texture and stuff. And I came across this one and I thought it might be kind of cool to have zigzags going this way while having stripes, you know, going across. But it's a 12-row repeat, and with socks, if it's anything more than like 4 rows and not memorizable, I just don't mess with it because I want to be able to take a sock and with me wherever. So I think I might just do plain stockinette, just cause it's easy to pick up and put down. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw in like Hermione's everyday sock or something and just have some blips of the, you know, pearl stitch or something. I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. It's in my fun Silver Shed USA bag that is from ZK 2016. That's the year I went. So, lastly, I brought something out of, I guess, semi-hibernation. Quinny, be gentle. She's okay. Just pet her. It's okay. I've been working on my zigzag scarf. Let's see what the right side is. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and what I've been doing is just 2 garter ridges of each yarn, so 4 garter ridges a day, just to get some progress done. I just work on it really quick, put it away, and then, you know, work on other stuff. And the point of this is to take 2 yarns that really don't go together and put them together, because when you are going over and back and then switching over and back, they just kind of combine. And I'm having fun with how the colors are coming out. So anyway, it's pretty wide. I wouldn't I wouldn't have chosen to make it this wide. I followed the pattern, and then after a few rows I was like, that's really wide. Oh well. It'll use up my yarn. These are just 2 skeins of Knit Picks Felici from, I don't know, last year, a couple years ago, when they had them on sale. This is where you like my fancy stitch marker there? This is where it was when I picked it up after the last time I recorded, so I'll move this up. And like I said, I'm not in a hurry with it. I just do a few rows each day, and yeah. This is in a really cute, I think it's my favorite project bag. I got it this last fall, and when I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. But then I saw the bird. I was like, I have to have it. You know me and bird fabric. I'm sure you remember me showing you this, but anyways, I am really loving this bag. So the thing that wasn't last. Did I say that was last? I lied. So this is going to tie into designing. That's why I saved it for the end. My gradient shawl that I showed you guys last time that was, you know, so close to being done. I will show you. I need to show you a picture. I know I keep pulling this up. I need to show you a picture of what it turned into 2 days later. So here's my shawl 2 days after I recorded. Now that you've caught your breath, because most people go, oh my gosh, I can't believe you pulled that. Part of being a designer. If you're a designer, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just have to start over. It wasn't what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. It needed to start over. So I have made some decent progress. I changed a little bit how I cast on. I do have this top section. It's going to look like junk. You know how it is when you knit lace. It looks like junk to start out with. Maybe I'll use my red shirt. These do actually look like little flowers. And then I have some other flowers, and I'm working on my next set of lace here. I'm finally into color 2. When you don't cast on with 3 stitches and start here, your color 1 takes, you know, lasts a little bit longer. So I'm finally into color 2 again. It's going a lot faster now. I wanted to have this published by March 1st. As you can see, that's not happening. Hold on, please. But I know what I'm wanting. I have a good rhythm going. I just need to be able to sit and work on it, which I have been. Even though this other stuff has seen work, it's been, you know, the socks were finished when I wasn't at home. And, you know, the slippers were, that second slipper was finished while my friend was here knitting while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my shawl and stuff. So it is getting work. Just not as much as I would like, but maybe, let me see. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, so I'll probably work on this when I'm done recording. So, anyway, what's up?
I don't know.
Okay, give me just a second. There's your jawbreaker. Do you want to pick it up?
No.
Okay. So as far as other segments, spinning, I have spun the last couple of days. I've been working on my 15s that I do each day. I would show you the things that I've sewn, but Anansi has them in Disneyland right now. Well, she probably doesn't have them in Disneyland. She has them on her trip to Disneyland. So I will show those to you, or well, that one, because I gave one to a friend. I'll show it to you when she gets back. They're travel pillows that I've been working on. I do have one cut out for Kyan and Eli, but it's just the fabric cut right now because when you're only doing 15 minutes, you can only get so much done. So I have done that the last couple days. Good job. And spun and practiced my ukulele. So as far as spinning goes, there's a set of fiber that I had that I spun that I got so much yardage out of it. I was never going to use it all, but I wanted to use all of it because it was a rainbow and it was a lace weight, a 2-ply lace weight, and I don't do lace weight. So, hi Lucy. So I decided to do a Navajo ply, chain ply back onto itself, you know, cable, but it would end up being a cabled yarn. So I've done the red and the orange, and I did the yellow the other day. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And I also started spinning some black. I don't know what it is, but it spins like a dream, and it's one of the softest things I've ever touched. But I honestly don't know what it is. I'm racking my brain, and I can't figure it out. But I have this beautiful white alpaca that I spun that I think would be cool to ply them together and then dye it. So that way there's a dark and a light, and I might do like a gradient dye on it. I think that'd be really cool. Are you laughing at me?
No.
Okay.
I'm laughing at myself.
Oh, you're laughing at yourself? Do you see you on the camera? Yeah. So anyways, I have been spinning a little bit, but like I said, I do my 15s and I have to cut it off.
Say that I have my blue blankie.
Oh, she has her blue blankie. It's her favorite. So the last thing I wanted to show you would be acquisitions, I guess. And it was a gift also sent by the same person who sent me the camera. I was talking about the really good, I was talking about the really good crock pot dinners that I've been making lately. And so when she ordered the Amazon gift cards, she also ordered this crock pot recipe book. And it's okay. Oh my gosh, there are amazing recipes in here, and I can't wait to start trying them. I have already bought my food for the next couple weeks worth of meals, but this is going to be in rotation for the next set because there's some really good stuff. So, and I think I kind of want to get one of those small ones too because they have all these recipes for dips and things like that, you know, that you make in the smaller one. And they're like $10 on Amazon right now. So I kind of want to get one of those too, just so I can try the smaller recipes. And they're only 10 bucks. So the other acquisition, I have a new watch that came. I'm not a huge fan of digital watches. I really like the, you know, the dial analog watches. But for reffing, I need to be able to time things, and it's easier just to look, and when it says, okay, I'm at 23 seconds, I know that at 53, their 30-second timeout is up. So I got one. I was ready to spend, you know, like a decent amount of money. Like I really want a good one and da da da. This was on Amazon for $13 and had a ton of really great reviews. So I was like, yep, I can handle that. So anyway, got me a new watch. So anyway, I think that's everything. I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we go get some food? Yeah. You want some cereal? Yeah, I'm hungry. So,
Goodbye.
can I finish saying something really quick? I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you next week. Gonna get back onto a regular recording schedule, especially now that my camera's not crap. So, anyways, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you get a lot of crafting done. And until next time, keep knitting. Say bye.
Bye. Keep married.
What she said.